Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, today's message is going to come from 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33. And this is what it says. For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace, as in all the congregations of the saints. And so I obviously wanted to highlight that part where it says, for God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. And for me, what this means is that God has called us to order. For the simple fact that if you look at creation, you find that there's order in all of it. When God created the heavens and the earth, He created everything with a function, everything with a purpose, everything, certain things working in symbiosis to others. This only being able to work if that works. This being able to function when this is happening and all of these sorts of things. Now, that doesn't mean that there is an adaptation that can occur. However, there was a system to creation. There was intelligent design to creation. And that speaks to God's way of thinking. That speaks to God wanting order. But we know that when sin was introduced, sin then allowed for the perpetuation of disorder. Now, with disorder comes many negative products, negative behaviors, anxieties as well, comes with it, that God would not approve of. And look, this doesn't mean that we can always control the random unexpected things that comes our way. But there is an aspect of it where we can control it and where we can put systems in place and where we can be organized and where we can align ourselves with God's will of order as well. So yeah, like I said, we can't always control random unexpected things that come our way, but we can look to God in order to organize it. Organize it both practically and in our minds so that our spirits don't become chaotic. Because when that occurs, there is an instability that leaves room for the enemy. It leaves room for the devil. And part of this order is living within God's ways of doing things. And we know what God's ways is by reading our Bibles, right? But anyway, so this instability leaves room for the enemy, leaves room for the devil. But there is an opportunity, like I said, for us to lean on God when unpredictability comes our way. And for us to ask the Holy Spirit to take over. But for us to also try not to create this chaos. Try not to allow chaos to take over, in a sense. So may we not get used to chaos and instability. May God truly heal us from that part of ourselves if we find it within us. And may He help us in times of unpredictability. And may He bring us the peace. And may He bring us calmness. And may He instill in us the power of the Holy Spirit to work in line and do things in line with His ways, even though there is chaos surrounding us. And also may God remind us when we need to be called back to order, when we have fallen into disorder. May God call us to order. That was it for today. I hope that this blessed you. I hope that this encourages you. And I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great week further. And God bless.